Today I just wanted to do a quick update on my air layered cherry tree. So this cherry tree I air layered from this giant cherry tree a couple years ago. I started out quite tall and brought it down to this size last year, and I've had some people ask me before why I would air layer such a large branch only to cut it down. And the reason was that I wanted to basically have some larger material to work with for bonsai. And if I took an air layering of something smaller like this, it could take many years to get it up to that size. And so I started with a large branch, and I've been gradually bringing it down. When I first had removed it, it was about 6 feet. That was that first video I did. I had it on my deck, and it was as tall as I was. And I cut it down to about maybe a 4-foot tall tree. And I still had it in a flower pot, and I still had very wet soil. And over this last fall and winter, I noticed that I guess it started to rot from where I cut it. And there's some fungus growing on the outside, and so realized that the soil that I've had it in has been just much too wet. And so this year I've repotted it into a inorganic mixture of pumice and lava. I did a separate video on that if you wanted to see the whole long process. This is basically the result. This is post repotting. So far it is starting to leaf up, which is good to see. I don't think I'll get much blooms, but there are a few blooms here, which is nice to see. But I don't think the tree has been particularly healthy, so I'm hoping that this year, now that it's in this inorganic soil mix, I can keep a closer eye on it, make sure that it's not too wet, and hopefully slow down if this is caused by the wood rotting. Obviously it's not going to fix that completely. There's some dead wood in there, but I don't mind. It might be an interesting feature if there's a little bit of rot. I just hope I don't lose this whole branch. However, it is what it is, and we'll see how things go over time. Now this year I'll just I might do some wiring, or think about what branches might be more important for next year. But there's some fresh ones coming out right here. I would hope for something coming out of this side, because right now it's growing completely flat. Maybe I could wire something up, but I would rather just something sprout from there, or even at the back here. And obviously it's a long way to go before it will be an interesting bonsai, but we have it in its training pot now, and appropriate root size, I hope, and we'll let it grow and see what we get to next year. The other thing that I have is another air layering I took. It has quite a few more blooms. I decided to plant that one in the ground this year, because one of the problems with growing it in a pot like this is it will never, or maybe in decades, I don't know, but basically it will never be able to heal these giant wounds. And so with the smaller one that I took, it has a small wound at the top, but along the back it has a giant wound. And so I planted that one in the ground, and it's actually doing quite nicely. You can see it has quite a lot more blooms on it, and hoping that will grow a fair bit this year, and may even be a better bonsai than this one, although this was the first one that I tried. So I will keep trying to keep this one alive and work with it and learn from it, and hopefully over time I will be able to make it into an interesting bonsai. anyway, that's my spring update. Hopefully I can show this to you in a little while and see if it's growing well or if it's suffered from this, whatever is going on with the rot here. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll have an update later on and show how it's doing.